Can we talk about why you might still be stuck in therapy? I'm going to be real with you. If you've been in therapy for years and you understand your trauma deeply, if you know logically that you're safe now, but your nervous system still feels like it's running on a threat protocol, that's not a failure on your part. That is not a failure on your therapist. That is a framework mismatch. And here's what happened. Most therapists in the Western culture are trained to treat PTSD. And PTSD and CPTSD are not on the same spectrum. They are completely different diagnoses. PTSD means you had a traumatic event or a few similar events. Your nervous system got flooded and it got stuck in emergency mode. Exposure therapy works. You process that memory and your nervous system learns that it's not happening anymore. The memory ends up loosening its grip over time. But CPTSD is like your entire sense of self got built on some sinking quicksand. Your identity got rewired to survive an unsafe environment constantly. And you can't process that like you process a memory. I remember the exact moment that I understood this. I was in a session with one of my 30 plus therapists and they asked me to talk about a traumatic event. And something in me just shut down. Complete freeze, and I couldn't explain why. I just knew I was not safe enough, not in my own body to access that memory. And my therapist interpreted that as resistance, me as not being ready. But I was trying to tell her I don't feel safe in my own skin. And that was the question nobody was asking. Not can you process this memory, but does your nervous system feel safe enough in your own body to do this? Because if the answer is no, if your sense of self is built on unsafe ground, you can't just jump to trauma processing because you didn't have a stable ground to begin with. You need to stabilize it first. Your nervous system needs to learn you survived. You're safe now. You don't have to be in protection mode. And that is phase 1. And it takes time, y'all. Weeks, months, extended exhales, somatic grounding, co-regulation. Your nervous system learning that safety is actually possible. But most therapy, it just skips that and it jumps straight into processing. And your nervous system freaks out because it's not ready, because it doesn't feel safe yet. And I spent so long thinking that meant that I was broken, that I wasn't evolved enough for healing, that I was too damaged or too stuck or just too much. I had too much trauma, but I wasn't broken. I was just in the wrong framework. And here's what actually needed to happen. I needed someone to say, your identity got rebuilt in an unsafe place. That is going to take different work than processing a memory. That's going to require grief, identity reconstruction, learning to trust your own experiences again, untangling the critical voices you internalized, building a sense of self that isn't based on freaking survival. Then comes phase 2, which is you process the identity. Once your nervous system feels even a little more stable, you can start the identity work, the grief work, grieving the love you deserve but you didn't get. Introject identification, hearing the critical voices you're internalized from people who hurt you and untangling them from your actual values now. Identity reconstruction on rebuilding who you actually are underneath all of that survival armor. And then there's phase 3, which is integration, bringing this new sense of self and information into your existing relationship of self, building your self-earned trust and security, not just attachment, but actual trust in your own lived experience, your body and your mind coming back into conversation with one another. And that is what the site work explains. 131 pages, the exact nervous system patterns CPTSD creates, the 7-stage rebuilding sequence, and an actual architecture rather than random steps. steps. This is proprietary framework with my seat, my breath, and my 3-phase reset systems within. Everything that you need to understand what's actually happening and what comes next. Coming from someone who went through 3 decades of this in lived experience and has read thousands of books and research papers on this stuff. Your therapist might be doing great work, but the site work shows you the framework they might be missing. It shows you why healing sometimes backfires for those of us with CPTSD. It shows you the sequence that actually works. So here's my invitation for y'all. Get the site work, understand your nervous system architecture, and take this understanding back to therapy or use it to start navigating healing on your own. Either way, you get the correct map this time. Founding rate is $19. Regular price is $29. One-time purchase, lifetime access, y'all. No recurring charges, okay? No paywalls, none of that just the framework. Your nervous system has been trying to protect you, and now it gets to understand itself and understand what finally comes next. You're allowed to heal with understanding, not just coping. Remember to get the site work in the link below or link in bio. Happy healing, y'all. You've got this. Bye.